Well, yesterday was the Sonic 3 Sonic Hedgehog 3 movie. It's weird when you say it out loud how daft that actually sounds. Sonic the Hedgehog 3 movie trailer, which was fucking amazing. Like, Keanu Reeves like nailing it. I mean, every time they've chosen someone to play Renes, they've been fantastic at the role. Had said that, there's one thing I have noticed. There's nothing about it that makes it go, oh, that's from Sonic Adventure 2. They did say that it was going to be like loosely based off of it, and honestly, I'm fine with that. Like I said, I don't want a one-to-one recreation of something, because what's the point? I could just go and see that other thing, especially when you're talking about video games or something animated. Comic books I get, because it's not a moving picture. You want to see that exact thing moving stuff. But when it's something like animated or video games, it's like, well, I've seen, I don't need to see the exact same thing I've already seen. I want to see like an interpretation of that story, not the exact same thing. But still have like key moments. It's not saying they're not going to have key moments. But there is something else. I will switch up the monitors because I want to show something. So there was a point. So basically, Amy and Rouge aren't in. We talked about this a while ago on the stream, which I keep forgetting to mention now, because my energy's been so low. I've been clipping some of the conversations on the clips channel, so there's only 2 at the moment, besides the best of video, so that's on there as well. I didn't think that Amy and Rouge would be in it, because once again, it overbloat the movie. You don't want to have too many characters at once and have to introduce them, because at least with Knuckles and Tails, they had to previous movies did. So you to get to use them. So when you add them, and not just them, but also the human characters, it's way too much to like. This is clear that the movie is going to be focused around Shadow, so throwing in more characters is just going to overbloat it. And I said this before. Once again, the stuff that they do in those movies is going to piss off a lot of people in the game. Could easily be replaced with any of the human characters. Most likely Tom, or I forget his wife in the movie's name. Could easily replace those roles of Amy and Rouge. Not to say they might not, because there's a good chance they could do the no way home approach, or there's some of the Marvel movies where they bait and switch it, where they digitally take out characters that are actually going to be in there. So who's not to say they might save those reveals from movies? But I think if they were to do it, you have to choose one or the other, not both, because still with 2 other more silent characters, it will overblow the movie. I could easily see them like. I could easily see a scene where they, I don't know, they have to break into somewhere, and Knuckles goes, hang on, I know someone who can help us. And they flick a ring to like a portal, and there's Rouge. Because that makes it easier if Knuckles already priorly knows her, even if we didn't see the interaction with her. That's the only way I could see her have that. But then it'd be like she might just be there as a side character, quick in, quick out, and no longer there in the movie. It could be that they could be saving those 2 for another movie, because this is not a one-to-one recreation of Sonic Adventure. It's their own interpretation of it, which is going to be interesting to see how much of it. Plus that, also Gerald Robotnik is alive, because in the original Sonic Adventure, he's dead. But there was one moment in the trailer, which I'm just going to get up, where I thought it was them, thought it was Amy, and I wasn't the only one, because so many other people thought that. But when you pause and go back to it, it's not her. But the fact that people screenshotted that and said, oh, is it Amy? And it's like, did you not look when you screenshotted it? Because when it was in motion, it was like, is that Amy? Find the moment.
Finally found your fan.
So, let's see, where was it? I'll get up and find exactly where it was. The design of Shadow also looks fucking awesome as well. Well, actually, there's one thing I want to show. It's been like memed quite a bit. Just pause that. Let's just watch that. Let's just switch over to here. We'll play Genshin in a minute, but there's just this one scene that's being memed a lot with people like, oh, for some reason this is enlarged. I don't know why this is. Hold on. As much as we would enjoy seeing him be Sleepy Boy, let's just You know, let's just take him out because he's going to be in the way. Actually, there we go. Is this one scene where Knuckles does this, and people have just been like taking the audio out of that and making different sound effects, which is just hilarious. There's always those things of these. It's like, what's going to be memed from this? But it still looks awesome. But where's the scene I was thinking of? I think it was, yeah, it was round here. Like there, in that second, when this was in motion, that looked like Amy. But when you pause it, it's clearly Knuckles. You can see his Lego shoes and his fists. But in motion, it seemed like it was Amy. But it's clearly not. Like, but it's the funny thing is that so many people screenshot that, goes, oh, is that Amy? And didn't look to check to see if that is or isn't. Like I said, either they're saving them from the next movie, or there's a bait and switch, because this could be a scene where they could do that, where they replace the characters around. But I'm just like, the other aspect is, as I said before, how are they going to introduce them? Because the thing with Sonic Adventure, Amy was already an established character. Rouge, basically in the original game, Rouge and Shadow were the only two new characters in it. The rest of the characters were already established already. So, and that's a video game. That's the difference between like a 10-hour game versus a two. Well, it's not going to be 2 hours. It's a kids movie. It's going to be an hour and a half. There's just some good scenes from this, because we would watch the full trailer, but I know what fucking YouTube's like. This scene. So a lot of people knows what's going to happen to Maria, and I'm just going to say, if they do it, it's definitely going to up the age of the movie to from PG to PG-13. Because I'm still wondering if they haven't set the age. I'm still wondering that, because although this original Sonic Adventure game was 3+, and still had some of those, it was very much in the original game, which seems some people seem to forget, was implied that she got shot. And my mouth tracking face, move, was implied. It wasn't until Shadow the Hedgehog that it was very much specifically said, bam, you were shot dead. Or at least in Sonic X, at least in the original Japanese version. In the dub, they still kind of speculated it, but like, I could see them doing this where they could literally just do the point of the gun, and then you see like in the reflection of his tank of her falling to the ground. I still wonder if they are going to go in space, because this is the part where it feels like they won't, and they might make the space colony arc. Why is my tracking fucking up here? Work! Yeah. Oh, it saw me closing the app. I was like, no, you don't. Come on, work with me here. Nope. I'm closed. I'll close my mouse again. God damn it. Yeah, there we go. Because there was another scene in this trailer where I thought it might have been the space colony arc, because it looks kind of similar shape. This, no, this. No, I went too far. There it is. This, I mean, this could just be Eggman's base, but just the size and scale of it, it's not as big as a space colony arc, but it's one of those things like they probably already blown their budget with having 3 anthropomorph. That's another thing, is the budget. It's probably why Amy and Rouge are probably not in it. With special effects like this, and stuff in space can cost a lot to do, so it's interesting to see how much of it, because like I said, there's nothing in here that says this is like from Sonic Adventure 2, which is, like I said, I'm fine with. I don't need like the only thing is I have to rewatch this thing, because I'm pretty sure that
Come home, my boy. It's impossible. Is it? It couldn't be. Couldn't it? Are you?
See, he says Papa, because in the original version, he was his grandfather, not his father. Is it due to the fact that Jim Carrey is so much older, and it's more logical to say that Gerald would be his dad and not his grandfather? Yeah. What's anything else? There's also like this here looks like something from Shadow the Hedgehog. So it's almost like they've taken inspirations from kind of both of them. So it makes you wonder: are we going to see, Black Doom? So it's going to be interesting. Like I said, they could easily like have Rouge and but look at this design. It's fucking awesome, isn't it? I didn't realize how far off center this was actually. Because on my screen he's a little further that way. So I don't usually do these kinds of things. But look, this design is awesome. Like, oh, it looks so good. And of course it carries performance. Oh, it's gonna be really good. But like I said, like closing thoughts, there's a good chance they might do a No Way Home to us, and Amy or Rouge or both of them might be in it. If not, they'll probably save for the sequel. Because I think the way they could do the sequel is kind of do Sonic Heroes, but not do Sonic Heroes. In a sense, like have the main villain still be Metal Sonic. Because Gerald Bock being in this could be like at the end, those two team up with Eggman, and you could have them for the next movie make Metal Sonic, but then it goes rogue, and then they have to like do like planet hopping to chase after this Metal Sonic with the other characters, and that's where Shadow might end up, where we might oh my god, it would be actually a good way of introducing the characters, because if this ends the same way Adventure does, you could literally have Shadow be captured by Eggman, and then Rouge be introduced to the characters who's come to somewhat breaking out, and then you could introduce Mega, and then you could introduce the other characters. You could easily have but that could be like a clusterfuck of characters. Like, I think the best way of them to do this is maybe trying to, because the reason the Marvel movies worked is because you had separate movies introducing these characters, and it might be a better way if they do want to introduce more Sonic characters, have separate TV series or movies centered around those characters. I think isn't there plans to actually do a Shadow the Hedgehog movie? Not based off the game, maybe, but that could be another way of introducing Rouge. They could do a Shadow movie, because sometimes the other Shadow is going to be even more popular, and a solo movie like that could actually work. But yeah, final thought. I always said my final thoughts, but yeah, basically, we'll have to wait and see what happens with this. They could be in the sequel. People need to learn to be patient instead of, well, that's the internet. People aren't patient. Instead of like jumping to conclusions, wild conclusions of like, or getting mad because they think the character's not going to be in there. It's always a risky thing though to do that kind of bait and switch, especially when we're talking a movie that's not out until December 20th, so like just under 4 months. But yeah. Also with Sonic X Generations, it's gonna be good. Yeah. I guess that's like kind of like thoughts. Excited to see it. Can't wait to see it in the cinemas. Be interesting to see how much of Sonic Adventure 2 is adapted and how much of it isn't.